I saw the light turn green, so I went and smacked.
You went around that car?
Everybody was stopped. He was the only one who went through the light.
Did you smoke a little bit afterwards?
No.
When was the last time you smoked? Would you like to do some voluntary tests? I want to make sure you're okay to drive.
Yeah.
Make sure you keep your foot parallel. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's video was submitted by a viewer named David. On January 6th of 2021 at around 2 p.m, David was driving home from a marijuana dispensary. He had just made a purchase but was completely sober. During his travels, he stopped at a red light at the intersection of 56th and Oaks in Tacoma, Washington. David thought he saw the light turn green and accelerated through the red light, causing a collision with another vehicle. David obviously made a mistake, and fortunately there were no injuries, but Tacoma Fire and police both responded to the scene.
What happened?
I saw the light turn green, so I went and smacked.
Were you turning left?
I was going straight.
Okay, so you were going this way or this way?
That way.
He was in the center lane, and he went straight forward and hit us with T-bone. Do you
remember what light you had?
We had the green.
One of the officers asks witnesses what they think happened, and the witnesses' testimonies paint a terrible picture of an event that didn't happen.
Did you see what happened? I gotta let you know we're being audio and video recorded.
Okay.
What'd you see?
I was sitting here, the red car went through a red light, hit them, spun them all the way around, and he got out mad at them. This is my car, I love this car, and it's your
And
fault.
you had a red light on.
It was a red light.
Was he standing right next to you?
He actually went over into the turn lane.
So there was another car next to you and he went around that car?
Everybody was stopped. He was the only one who went through the light.
Okay, so just to confirm, you're here, there was another car here, he goes around this car.
He went around and bam, that's no good.
After the medics cleared David, Officer Komarovsky began asking questions. Remember that they are only asking questions to use against you in court, and everything you say and all questions you answer will be twisted in any way they can to manipulate a narrative and secure a conviction against you. Always exercise your right to remain silent, because as you'll see, David answers the officer's questions and his answers are turned against him.
Okay, where are you coming from?
Downtown.
Where at downtown?
I was by the casinos.
Okay. Did you have a couple drinks in the casino?
I wasn't in the casino, no.
Okay, what were you doing down there?
I was buying some weed. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Did you smoke a little bit afterwards?
No.
When was the last time you smoked?
Yesterday.
Okay,
I got still in the package and everything.
How much?
Actually, I didn't even smoke yesterday. Yeah.
Do you usually smoke?
No.
Okay. So if not yesterday, when was the last time you did smoke?
A year ago.
A year ago?
Yeah.
Okay, so only now you're coming back to
I was gonna buy
smoking?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to do some voluntary tests? I want to make sure you're okay to drive.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Remember, field sobriety tests are not mandatory. They are voluntary, and the results are subjective. The officers conducting the tests usually have already made up their minds and are looking for any reason to fail you to convict you for driving under the influence. It's important to learn the laws and potential repercussions of refusing to test, but it's also important to know that the officers are often rewarded for convictions. For more information about that, be sure to check out the video above that details how Loveland, Colorado police officers even compete with each other for DUI convictions. The Loveland Police Department receives grants and other awards for making as many DUI arrests as possible. In 2019, they received nearly $300,000 for a single grant. On top of all of that, the government has the burden of proof and the burden of producing evidence. You do not have to assist the police in developing their decision or opinion to arrest you. David did not exhibit any clues during the horizontal gaze nystagmus. However, during the walk and turn, he took too many steps and had to catch his balance. And during the one-leg stand, he had to hop to keep his balance. Generally, this indicates a fail. However, the officers don't have a baseline of how David would perform these tests when intoxicated intoxicants are not a factor, and as it turns out, David is completely sober. Many things can affect your performance, such as inner ear problems, bad back, eyesight issues, leg problems, or even a recent car accident. As an ex-paramedic for LA City Fire, I can personally testify that we never adequately screen for back, leg, inner ear, or other medical issues that could cause someone to do poorly on a field sobriety test. The bottom line is that these tests lack scientific validity in determining alcohol and drug intoxication. The NHTSA studies validating field sobriety tests do not use accepted scientific methods and standards, and have never been published in a peer-reviewed publication to demonstrate scientific reliability. Furthermore, in field sobriety test validation studies, it was proven that there were numerous false positive police opinions, but they can still be used against you in court. After all the tests, David was asked to blow into a PBT, and the results showed 0.00, but his comments about visiting a dispensary and when he smoked last combined with the field sobriety test worked against him, and he was arrested for DUI.
Okay, sir, you're under arrest for DUI, so go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir, I am. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Give me your other hand, right here. It doesn't matter, just put your hands behind your back.
The officer secured a warrant, and David was taken to a hospital for a blood draw. The results showed that he had no drugs and no alcohol in his system whatsoever. The prosecution eventually moved to dismiss the case, but David was left responsible to pay for the blood draw, costing him over $5,000. David filed a complaint against the officer after they exchanged some choice words at the hospital. Video of that wasn't recorded, but the complaint was sustained. It is often the sentiment of many in the comment section that if you comply and answer the officer's questions, they won't turn against you. This video is proof that that is not the case. It should also serve as a reminder to never answer questions without consulting with or having your lawyer present, and to learn the basic laws of your city and state. I can't tell you to refuse field sobriety testing, but I will tell you I will never voluntarily perform them. If you would like to see the unedited version of this video, David's channel will be linked below. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like to submit for review, use the link in the description or pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for future content. And remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. It really helps the channel. If you enjoy our content, try our other channels, Lackluster Limited for criminal psychology content, and The Odd Side for paranormal videos. Shirts and other merchandise are available at the Teespring store. Memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to help further support the channel and get a slick Lack logo next to your name. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All links are down below.